me? Can you hear me? This boy. Oh, oh, oh. That's a bit loud, isn't it? I still haven't got the exhaust fixed on this. The garage is getting me a pipe, but they haven't sorted it out yet. I'm gonna have to get back onto them. Oh, and I'll tell you what. Oh. 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 The fumes coming in this cab. Excuse my language. Oh. The pipe split just below the cab. Oh, I don't. Oh, now you know why you need an exhaust on an engine. Flipping heck. Oh, stinky old diesel engine just pumping the gas straight into the cab. Luckily, I've only got I'll probably only use this vehicle for about another week, and then it'll be in winter storage because I only use it in the summer really. Once the cattle are in, it doesn't get a lot of use. There he is, the old beast. Wouldn't get that with electric, would you? Mind you, if it was a 40-year-old electric Land Rover, do you think that would still be going? I very much doubt it. Right, so this morning, I've got to collect myself here. I'm getting gassed. Might be better walking along here, to be honest, if I wasn't so lazy. This morning I'm just taking the fence up for the cattle. Because really luckily, sorry, I'm going to keep getting in and out because I've got to shut this gate. Really luckily, we've still got the cows out. Only in the daytime. Oh, let me just talk to you here because I don't want to get back in that cab unless I have to. Oh, blimey. See how people flipping can gas themselves in garages with these vehicles. I'll be back in a minute. Oh dear. Oh, tears me eyes. Oh. Anyway, yeah, the cows are still out. In fact, they're over there just coming. We got them out in the daytime just on a fresh strip of grass, and then they're back in at night. Now I think we've probably got about a week's worth of grazing left if I'm careful with it, because as they're going on now, it's not going to regrow anytime soon. So basically they're gonna have the last of the fresh grass that's left to eat, and then maybe we'll ranch them over a field or two for a day, but that'll be it then, which is pretty good. I mean, we're getting into November now, which is pretty good because some years we brought them all in by the beginning of December, and it's just because it hasn't rained for a while. I mean, remember we had that horrific rain back a month ago where they actually came in night and day, so this is almost making up for it. Look, they're there now. They're waiting. So I'm going to get on back along the field. In the meantime, I just thought I'd say I'm back in my boiler suit and normal attire. Look at me, look, each shoulder brown from leaning on cows in the milking parlour. My wife's old beanie hat, which I don't really like, but I got plenty of new ones I need to wear. I was very lucky on Saturday. I went to the Ritz with my wife for tea, the Ritz in London. This is all a bit Fantasy Island for me because I don't really do posh. We were very lucky. We went to a Teenage Cancer Trust event in the summer, and believe it or not, I won tea at the Ritz in the raffle because the prizes were really good there. So we went on Saturday to London. It was quite funny. If any of you watched me on Facebook, you would have seen me. I went shopping. I had to go shopping because the dress code for tea at the Ritz is jacket and tie and trousers, no jeans. Well, if you know my wardrobe, basically I'm not a clothes person. I get my jeans from Tesco's. Generally I wear a sweatshirt or something and a t-shirt, and that's about it, and I don't do smart really. So when I had to go on this, I realised the only clothes I had for a jacket was a suit, which is over 20 years old. It's my wedding suit. And I've got another tweed jacket, which is not that brilliant, cheap thing I bought years ago. So I did need to upgrade my wardrobe. So I went to Cirencester and bought a jacket, and then John Lewis to buy a pair of trousers. Couldn't get them in Marks Spencer, so they didn't have the ones I wanted, and I was a bit up against time because, as usual, I left to the last minute. Anyway, cut a long story short, we went to the tea at the Ritz. Absolutely fabulous experience. Not just the experience of going to a place like that, but also, do you know what? It was just really nice for me and Sam to go somewhere together and just be together rather than having the farm going on and the kids going on. You know, make you appreciate your wife, really. And so I'd say to anyone, if you get an opportunity to do something like that, it doesn't have to be tea at the Ritz, it could be afternoon tea at some nice hotel or something a lot cheaper, I'm sure. Do it, because it was kind of mentally, you know, and we all need to get off the farm a bit, I think. It was good because it made us do something, and it made me buy some new clothes, which a good thing is about the jacket is I've got it for a long time. But anyway, the reason I'm saying that is, yeah, I think we all need to get off the farm occasionally. It's too easy to stay here forever. But also, I did film a little tiny couple of clips and a few pictures, which I'm just going to put on here while I drive along there. And I'm waiting for their breakfast. Yeah, so here's a few clips. I didn't want to do a whole YouTube vlog thing about going to London and stuff, because, do you know what? Quite often I feel I want to put the camera away and just be about what I'm doing, not doing this. So there's a few video clips on my phone, a couple of photos, but there you can go and see what it was like. Right, let's crack on. Get in the gas chamber. Right. Here's afternoon tea at the Ritz. See you in a second when we get back to the cow's breakfast. Hello. Hello. Right. Oh, there's a pheasant. Let me just zoom in on the pheasant. Let's see if I can. Isn't that a lovely bird? Go on, what are you going to do? He knows I'm here. There you go. Long way away, wasn't it? Always nice to see the pheasants this time of year. Right, let's get out and sort this out. Well, brilliant. I've just realised I've come along here really unprepared. Look, obviously going away has gone to my head. I've not planned anything. I've got no spare batteries with me, and the battery warning light is flashing on this camera. So we're going to be a short video today. I'm just reeling this in. I'm doing that reel. I'm going to show you. I'm wondering whether to get 1 day's worth of grazing or 2 out of this. Let me just show you what we've got. Is a line here. You can see it's quite clear, isn't it? While I talk to you, I'm working. That is grazing for today. This is what they had yesterday, but you can see they haven't actually. They're not grazing it down very tight. If you look, what I mean by tight is. There's still a nibble of grass on that. I can see they have not eaten that tight. I might split this in two actually. if you give cows too much grass, what they tend to do is they just sculpt the top off and then they leave a bit below, which they don't really finish. And it looks to me like they've not really finished this very well. So I think I can get 2 days out of that. Look at that. They yeah, they've not finished that. They're not grazing it that well. Look, you can see how wet the grass is. See that? You can see a lot of moisture on it. I think the grass is actually quite nice. It's a bit like spring grass. It's come back quite well, to be honest. But I think that probably that if I was a cow eating this, I'd probably think it doesn't taste that great. It's very wet. It's got a lot of moisture on it. It's probably not that palatable compared with the spring grass, because obviously there's massive heavy dews this time of day. Right, I'm just walking along here. Look, these are called pigtail electric fencing stakes, and you basically undo the pigtail as you go. So what I've got to do is do that, undo these pigtails and move that fence that way. So because I've only got probably maybe a minute or two's battery, I'm going to just do this bit. I'm going to turn it off and then we'll have another catch up in a minute. I'm going to carry on along here and do my pigtails. Right, let's go. I'm on to the next bit now. I'm just gathering up the stakes. Got to walk along and pick up all these, ready to move across there. We'll do that and then we'll set the stakes up. Oh. Flying stake. And as if by magic, a new day's fencing arrives. Look at that, fairly straight. Let me just climb over, it's not switched on yet. So they're getting that bit today, that bit was yesterday's, they got this bit tomorrow, so I've got to wheel that in tomorrow. Of course, I don't know what I said earlier, the other reason why they're not grazing it down so tight is their grazing time out here is quite restricted now. They're only getting about 7 or 8 hours out here before they come back for the afternoon milking and they're kept in, whereas normally they'd be out here day and night, so we can give them a little bit less in the daytime than they'd normally have. Well, I'm just looking, this is where potentially they'll go next. Look at that, there's hardly anything out there. I'm not going to let them ranch all that. What I might do is split it in 2 or possibly 3. There is a nibble there, just enough for a day, for the 7 hours or whatever, 8 hours out there. But it hasn't come back. I mean, obviously near the end of the season you don't put any fertilizer on, that'd be a complete waste, which would have boosted that on, but there's no point. Anyway, oh, there's just something here. Look at this, a combo, 2 long things, fox poo I think, and a bit of a maize cob. Not sure whether the fox poo's there by coincidence or whether it's been chewing on a maize cob, but normally I think a badger would probably eat a maize cob, or possibly that's brought there by crows, one or the other. Anyway, my battery warning light's flashing. We'll just switch this on, and if I go out, I go out, but we'll go up and we'll let the cows in. So let me just turn this on. Right, the light's flashing, that's good. Right, let's get up before the battery goes completely and let these beauties in. November grazing, that is the best grazing you can get, because every day is one less day of winter for me, if you like. One less day of the cows inside, which is really where it gets a bit not great fun. Right, let's crack on, let's get them in. Come on in, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here they come. Well, if the battery goes flat, at least I've got as far as letting them into the field. Always the leader. Which one's that? 344 in front. Who else we got? Well, the battery will cut out in a minute. I've got the warning light on, but You can see where they're going to go. They know where they're going. They're happy being outside. I think I said before, the cows really tell you when they want to come in. They'll come back to the farm gate by sort of 12 o'clock-ish or something like that, when it gets to the time when you're putting them out and they don't want to be there. But at the moment, they're not coming back, and you're going to have to get them, which is a really good sign. It means they're happy out. And while there's grass out and they're happy out, that's good. As soon as it gets wet, this becomes a bit of a problem, even with them tracking and stuff like that. You don't want them out journeying up the fields. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to talk. How rude. But yeah, they're happy out. We're a lot happier out with them out. Look at them. Do you mind? Do you mind? Leave that alone. What are you doing? That's not for you. Come on, go. Look, I've got to drive through here. I can't go until... Go on. Hey, go on. I can't actually leave this field now until they've gone. Come on. Come on. There's one with the red tail tape. Red tail tape on that one means she lets the parlour gate open. So she can let herself out of the milking parlour. So we have to put a little block in the gate, stop her lifting herself out. Green tail tape. There you go. That means she's a heifer. Double band means she's a kicker heifer. So that means we have to put a kick bar on her because she'll kick the units off. There's another one there. It's all the heifers. They're not used to being in the parlour, so they tend to be a bit fidgety. So there we double bar means just a kick bar, which is like a bar thing that hoops over their shoulder and just stops them, restricts them from kicking. Doesn't hurt them. It's just a sort of like restraining thing, really. And you only put it on for a minute or two at the end of milking, really, when they get fidgety. But pretty soon they get used to it, and they don't need the kick bar. None of these would have it, that, apart from the ones with green, double green band. And as you can see, there's two so far. More annoying is the gate one, where they let themselves out, because that is really annoying. In the middle of milking, they open the gate, walk out, take the unit with them, and it goes everywhere. That's quite a nice idyllic sight, isn't it? Looking across there, look at that, the autumn colours and the cows walking. And that, you know, while there's still cows in England, enjoy it, people, because there are a significant number less dairy herds than there was when I started. I think we're down to about 7,000 something. That figure changes every day, going down, and of that number, a lot of them stay inside and don't go outside. So if you're, you know, look around your area, you probably won't see that. If you're an older person, you won't see the number of dairy herds you saw when you were a kid, which is a great shame. Lots of bigger herds now instead of many more small herds like ours. And I think personally the small family farm is well, it's an endangered species. We talked about that before. I'm not going to go on about politics, but it's an important thing, part of the community as much as anything, really. A diverse community is a good thing, and farming is a big part of the countryside community. Right, so we've done well. The battery's lasted. It's gonna cut out in a minute anyway. But anyway, this is my normal morning. It's not normally going to the Ritz, and I'm back, as I said, in my farm clothes, which I feel more comfortable in, really. I'm a jeans and t-shirt guy, so if you ever see me dressed up smart, you know it's fancy dress, really, for me. Right, crack on. I've got my Union Jack jacket I'm hoping to wear to London next week, if that's allowed. I don't know these days what everyone thinks about the Union Jack. It's a bit of a divisive thing sometimes. Shouldn't be. Right, crack on, everyone. See you on the next vid.